End of Europeans. Treaty of Tordesillas, 1494. How the world was divided between Spain and Portugal before they reached India. Date signed on 7 June 1494. Parties an agreement between Spain and Portugal. Objective to resolve conflicts over newly discovered lands by dividing the world into two separate spheres of influence. The division, the demarcation line was established. Lands to the east belong to Portugal and land to the west belong to Spain. Arrival of European power in India. The Portuguese. Arrival 1498. Vasco da Gama was the first to discover the sea route to India via Cape of Good Hope. He arrived at Calicut in 1498 during the rule of King Jamorin, Hindu ruler. He came to India on a Portuguese ship called Cabral. Contribution. They were the first to introduce tobacco and cacao nuts in India. Timeline. They were first to arrive and the last to leave. Goa was liberated in 1961. Portuguese. Important Portuguese governor Francisco da Almeida, 1505. First Portuguese Viceroy of India. Introduced the Blue Water Policy. Cartage system, a licensing system to control trade in the Indian Ocean. Alfonso de Albuquerque, 1509. Second governor, considered the real founder of Portuguese power. He captured Goa in 1510 from Adil Shah of Bijapur. He abolished sati in his territories. He received permission to build a fort at Batkal from Krishna Devaraya. Nuna da Kunha, 1529 to 38, moved capital from Cochin to Goa in 1530. Bahadur Shah, the ruler of Gujarat, surrendered Dia by the Portuguese in 1535. Arrival of Dutch. Dutch refer to people from Netherlands. Dutch East India Company was formed in 1602. First factory established at Machilipatnam, Mechlipatnam, Andhra Pradesh in 1605. Arrival of English. East India Company came into existence in 1599. The East India Company EIC received a royal charter from Queen Elizabeth I on 31st December 1600 to trade in India. Key event in arrival. 1608, William Hawkins was sent by King James I of England and arrived at court of Jahangir. 1611, trading started at Machilipatnam temporary. 1613, first permanent factory established at Surat. 1615, Sir Thomas Roe visited the court of Jahangir, arriving the English ship Hector to obtain official trading rights for English East India Company. The Danes, Denmark, 1620, established their first factory in Tranquebar, Tamil Nadu. The French, 1668, established first factory at Surat. Important battle of European expansion. Important battle where British eliminated their European rivals. Battle of Swally. Subhali, 1612, fought in Surat. British defeated the Portuguese. Second, Battle of Chinsuraha, Badera, Hooghly, 1759, fought on the bank of the Hooghly River. British defeated Dutch. Battle of Colachel, 1741, fought between Marthanda Thanda Bharma, king of Travancore, and Dutch. The Dutch were defeated. The Carnatic War, Anglo and French rivalry, a series of wars between the British and French East India Company, 1744-1763. First Carnatic War, 1744-1748. Cause extension of the Austrian War of Succession. Key battle, Battle of Adhiyar, St. Thomas in 1746. Treaty ended with the Treaty of Aix-la-Chapelle. Winner, France East India Company led by Dupleix. Second Carnatic War, 1749-1754. Key battle started with Battle of Ambur. Treaty ended with the Treaty of Pondicherry. Civil led British forces. Note: Dupleix led French forces in the first two wars. Third Carnatic War, 1756-1763. Cause extension of 7 years war in Europe. Key battle, Battle of Wandiwas, 1760. Commander, British force led by Sir Ivor Cote defeated French force led by Comte de Lally. Treaty ended with Treaty of Paris. Result: French were limited to their enclaves, Pondicherry etc., and no further expansion was allowed. British expansion in Bengal, 1717 to 1727. Murshid Quli Khan served as the first Nawab of Bengal. 1717. Mughal Emperor Farrukhsiyar issued a golden farman, Magna Carta of trade, that allowed British East India Company to trade freely in Bengal for a yearly payment of 3000 rupees. The farman also granted the company the right to issue dastaks or trade permits to move goods. Nawab of Bengal, Murshid Quli Khan, Sujauddin Muhammad Khan, Alibardi Khan, Sirajuddin Dowla. Sirajuddin Dowla became Nawab after Alibardi Khan. He was the last self-governing Nawab. Conflict: he opposed the misuse of dastaks and British fortification of Calcutta. Action: he captured Fort William, Calcutta. Black Hole Tragedy, 1756. British prisoner suffocated in a tin room in Fort William. This provoked Robert Clive to attack. Treaty of Alinagar, 1757, signed between Suraj and British before Plassey. Battle of Plassey, 1757. It is fought between East India Company force led by Robert Clive and Surajuddin Dowla, Nawab of Bengal. Mir Jafar, the military commander of Surajuddin Dowla, joined hands with Britishers. This battle conflicts the former beginning of British Empire in India. Outcome of Battle of Plassey: Surajuddin Dowla was killed. Force led by Mir Madan. Mir Jafar was made the new puppet Nawab of Bengal. The then Mughal Emperor Alamgir II. Subsequently, Mir Qasim, son-in-law of Mir Jafar, came to the throne. He shifted the capital from Murshidabad to Munger. He also ended dastak issue by Farrukhsiyar. Combined force of Sujauddin Dowla, Nawab of Awadh, Mir Qasim, Shah Alam II, Mughal Emperor, led to Battle of Buxar, 1764, against the Britishers. Battle of Buxar, 1764. Parties: he combined force of Sujauddin Dowla, Nawab of Awadh, Mir Qasim, Shah Alam II, Mughal Emperor. Fought the Battle of Buxar against the British in 1764. The British won this battle under the leadership of Hector Munro. Treaty of Allahabad. The Treaty of Allahabad was signed between 1765 between Sujauddin Dowla, Nawab of Awadh, Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II, Robert Clive, then governor. Under this, two separated treaties were joined. First Nawab of Awadh, Sadat Khan, Barhan ul Mulk. Fourth Nawab of Awadh, Asaf Uddin Dowla, built the Bara Imambara in Lucknow. Treaty of Allahabad 1765, first treaty with Nawab of Awadh, second treaty with Shah Alam II, first treaty with Nawab of Awadh. Allahabad and Kara were handed over a Mughal emperor Shah Alam II. The Nawab paid 50 lakh to the British as war indemnity. Second treaty of Shah Alam II. Mughal emperor Shah Alam II was kept in Allahabad under British protection. The Diwani revenue rights of Bengal, Bihar and Odisha was granted to the East India Company in exchange for an annual payment of 26 lakh. The company was to receive 53 lakh for emperor to discharge Nizamat, military and judicial function in this province. This control of East India Company over Diwani and Nizamat function in Bengal is called dual government or diarchy. Mir Jafar was reinstated as the Nawab. The Treaty of Allahabad lasted for 7 years and was abolished by Warren Hastings in 1771. Mysore. The Veda dynasty ruled Mysore. Chikka Devaraja Wadiyar was a ruler of the Wadenar dynasty, under whose reign the Mysore state reached its peak. Later, Mysore came under pressure from powerful surrounding state and European power. Hyder Ali, who was a soldier under Wadiyar dynasty, eventually ascended the throne of Mysore. Anglo-Mysore War. First Anglo-Mysore War 1767-1769. Parties East India Company, Maratha and Nizam of Awadh were one side and Hyder Ali was other side. Victory. Hyder Ali Mysore on this war. Treaty. It ended the Treaty of Madras 1769. In the Treaty of Madras 1769, the British assured assistance to Hyder Ali in the event of an attack by Marathas or the Nizam. Second Anglo-Maratha War 1780-1784. Cause. Violation of Madras Treaty by the British. Hyder Ali was defeated by the British army led by Sir Ivor Cote in the Battle of Porto Novo 1781. Tipu Sultan ascended the throne after his father Hyder Ali died of cancer in the midst of the war. Victory. There was no winner in this war. Treaty. It ended with the Treaty of Mangalore. Third Anglo-Mysore War 1790-1792. Parties. This war was fought between Tipu Sultan and East India Company. The British were led by Lord Cornwallis. In this war, Tipu Sultan was defeated in his capital Seringapatam. Victory. Tipu Sultan was defeated in this war. Treaty. This war ended with the Treaty of Seringapatam 1792. Under this treaty, a heavy war indemnity of 3 crore was imposed on Tipu Sultan. Additionally, he had to cut half of his kingdom to the British, Marathas and the Nizam, and 2 of his sons were taken as hostage. Fourth Anglo-Mysore War 1798-1799. Cause. Tipu Sultan was influenced by ideas of the French Revolution. He planted Treaty of Liberty in his capital Seringapatam. Tipu established Jacobin Club and declared himself citizen Tipu. He established contact with Napoleon Bonaparte and invited him to come to India to launch a joint struggle against the British. These activities made the British apprehensive that Mysore could become a center of French influence. Consequently, the British launched Fourth Anglo-Mysore War 1799. The war 1791. British attacked Mysore with support of Marathas and Nizam of Hyderabad. The decisive battle was fought at Srirangapatnam. Result: Tipu Sultan attained martyrdom, died fighting in the war. The independent power of Mysore came to an end. Mysore state was handed back by the Wadia dynasty. Under British suzerainty, British power was fully established in South India. Subsidiary alliance. The subsidiary alliance was introduced by Lord Wellesley in 1798, although it originated from ideas of the French Governor General Lord Dupleix. Under subsidiary alliance, Indian ruler had to pay subsidy for the maintenance of British troops and cantonment stationed in their territory. They had to take permission from British East India Company to partner with any other European power for any service or negotiated with other Indian rulers. Adopted states that signed the alliance: Hyderabad first state signed 1798, Mysore 1799, Tanjore 1799, Awadh 1801, Peshwa 1802, Punjab Maharaja Ranjit Singh of the 𝐓𝐚𝐫𝐿𝐵 missile, one of the 12 Sikh missiles, signed the Treaty of Amritsar with the British in 1809 and declared the Sutlej River as the boundary between Sikh Empire and British Empire. He died 1839. After the death of Maharaja Ranjit Singh 1839, political instability spread in Punjab. Maharaja Dulip Singh ascended the throne at a very young age. Several rulers came in between, leading to a war of succession. Anglo-Sikh War. First Anglo-Sikh War 1845 to 1846, cause British violated the term of Treaty of Amritsar 1809. Parties fought between British and Sikhs. Governor General Lord Hardinge was Governor General of India at this time. Treaties: Treaty of Lahore 1846, Lahore was capital. Treaty of Barawal 1846, signed between Maharaja Dulip Singh, Regent Maharani Jind Kaur and the Britisher. Treaty of Amritsar 1846. In this treaty, British handed over Kashmir region to Raja Gulab Singh. In exchange, Raja Gulab Singh paid 75 lakh. Result: the defeat of Sikh Empire, its partial subjection, transferred to Jammu and Kashmir as a separate state under British suzerainty. The Battle of Aliwal 1846 was part of the First Anglo-Sikh War. Second Anglo-Sikh War 1848, cause humiliating treaties were imposed on Sikhs after First Anglo-Sikh War. These treaties caused a massive resentment among the Sikhs. Mulraj, governor of Multan, was dissatisfied with British control. In 1848, Mulraj killed two British officers, the East India Company. This incident sparked the Sikh rebellion. This rebellion led to the start of Second Anglo-Sikh War. Governor General Lord Dalhousie was the Governor General of East India of India at this time. Victory: British won this war. Result: Maharaja Dulip Singh was captured and sent to British, and Kohinoor diamond was stolen, taken away. Afghans. Background: in 19th century, the Tsarist Empire, Russia, was expanding rapidly toward Central Asia. British feared that Russia might attack India, which was most important colony of British Empire. Buffer state policy. To avoid this threat, British wanted one independent state between India and Russia. Therefore, it was considered necessary to make Afghanistan a buffer state. Buffer state, a state located between two powerful countries to prevent conflicts between them. Ring fence policy. Warren Hastings adopted this policy. 1765 policy of ring fence. Objective: to treat a protective circle of friendly state around India's border. This policy was defensive. Forward policy. Lord Auckland, later Governor General Lord Auckland, changed the policy. He thought that if Russia were to attack it would be better to intervene in Afghanistan before they did. This thinking was called the forward policy. Under this policy, the British attacked Afghanistan. Tripartite Treaty 1838. This tripartite treaty was signed in 1838 under the forward policy. This treaty was between three parties: a British government, Shujaut Durrani, Afghan ruler, and Ranjit Singh, Sikh ruler. Objective: to move Dost Muhammad Khan and install Shuja Shah on the throne of Afghanistan, to bring Afghanistan under British influence. Anglo-Afghan War. First Anglo-Afghan War 1839 to 1842. Afghan ruler Dost Muhammad Khan was removed from the throne and Shah Shuja was installed. The first Anglo-Afghan War took place during tenure of Lord 𝐓𝐚𝐫𝐿𝐴, Governor General of India. John Lawrence, Governor General, adopted the policy masterly inactivity toward the Afghan Empire during his tenure. Result: the British were defeated. The British had to retreat from Kabul. Second Anglo-Afghan War 1878 to 1880. Treaty of Gondamak 1879. This treaty was signed between British government and Afghan ruler Yaqub Khan. Under this, Afghanistan foreign policy went under British control. Some frontier areas were given to British India. Viceroy Lord Lytton was Viceroy of India at this time. Lord Lytton implemented the Proud Reserve policy of British during the Second Anglo-Afghan War 1878 to 1880. Third Anglo-Afghan War 1919. At first, the Viceroy of India was Lord Chelmsford. Durand Line. The Durand Line was drawn 1893 between British India Afghan ruler Amir Abdur Rahman Khan, drawn by Sir Mortimer Durand. Objective: to define boundary between Afghanistan and British India. This laid the foundation for today's Afghanistan-Pakistan border. Other war and event: Battle of Saragarhi 1897. This war happened during a tribal rebellion. This area was in today's Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Pakistan. This event was linked to Tirha campaign 1897-98. Burma, Myanmar. First Anglo-Burma War 1824 to 1826 ended with Treaty of Wan Dabo 1826. The old name of Myanmar was Burma. Second Anglo-Burma Wars 1852 to 1853. Nepal. Anglo-Nepal War 1814 to 1816. The Treaty of Sugali was signed after this war in 1816. Through this treaty, the border between British India and Nepal was determined, and Nepal had to cede some territories. Next, socio-religious reform movement. Socio-religious reform movement. Introduction and causes. Why did reform movement start in India? The 19th century witnessed a surge in reform movement due to two main factors: social evils. The society was plagued by untouchability, superstition, polygamy, multiple marriages, and murdaha system, and polytheism, worship of multiple gods, deterioration of women's position. The status of women had declined significantly due to practice like polygamy and sati system, and prohibition of widow remarriage. Reformist movement that sought to change society through reason and rational thinking. Brahmo Samaj. Revivalist movement that sought to revive ancient traditions and purity. Arya Samaj Deoband. Rationalism. The core philosophy behind this reform was rational thinking. Steps taken to ameliorate women's position. Abolitions of sati. 1829. Raja Rammohn Rai tireless efforts and Lord William Bentinck, Governor General, who passed the act. The earliest epigraphic evidence of sati found in Iran inscription 510 AD of Bana Gupta. Raja Rammohn Rai original name was Rammohn Rai. The title Raja was conferred upon him by Mughal Emperor Akbar II. Widow remarriage. Widow Remarriage Act 1857 passed due to effort of 𝐓𝐚𝐫𝐠𝐞𝐭 𝐄𝐗H𝐚𝐦𝐬. The act was drafted during Lord Dalhousie tenure but passes under Lord Canning. 𝐓𝐚𝐫𝐠𝐞𝐭 𝐄𝐗H𝐚𝐦𝐬, he was principal of Sanskrit College and a strong opponent of child marriage. Association formed for widow remarriage. 1853 Vidhava Vivaha Uttejaka Mandal formed by Vishnu Shastri Pandit. 1861 Widow Remarriage Association formed by M.G. Ranade. Satya Prakash was a Gujarati language weekly founded by social reformer and journalist Karson Das Mulji with an intention of social reform. Child remarriage restraint. Age of Consent Act 1891 passed due to the effort of B.M. Malabari. It prohibited the marriage of girls under 12 years of age. Sarda Act 1929, also known as Child Marriage Restraint Act, it set the minimum marriage age at 14 years of girls and 18 years for boys. Education reform. Macaulay Minute 1835, presented by Thomas Babington Macaulay under Lord William Bentinck, father of English education in India. William Bentinck was Governor General of India during this time. Objective: to promote English education. Theory: proposed the downward filtration theory. Educated the rich upper class and knowledge will filter down to the masses. Wood's Dispatch 1854, known as the Magna Carta of Indian education. It rejected the downward filtration treaty. Language policy. Primary education vernacular local language. Secondary education Anglo vernacular. Higher education in English. Women's organization Bharat Sri Maha Mandal 1910, founded by Surla Devi Chandrani. Ladies Social Conference 1904, founded by Ramabai Ranade. All India Women's Conference 1929, founded by Margaret Cousins. Arya Mahila Samaj 1882, founded by Pandita Ramabai Saraswati. Kaur Nelai Sorabji was the first woman barrister of India. First women university. SNDT University Srimati Nathibai Damodar Thakarse was established by Dr. Dhando Keshav Karbe in 1916. Caste and anti-exploitation movement. A struggle against Chatur Varna system. Brahma, Shastra, Vaishya and Sudra. Caste-based exploitation. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's initiative. Bahiskrit Hita Karini Sabha 1924. It was established by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar at Bombay. Mahat Satyagraha 1927, led by Ambedkar to assert the right of Dalits to use water from the public tank. Manusmriti Dahan. He publicly burned Manusmriti, ancient texts upholding caste laws. Self-respect movement, South India. Founder E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar, popularly known as Periyar in Tamil Nadu. Objective: rejection of Brahmical dominions and rituals. Some movement started by Narayan Guru in Kerala, Jyotiba Phule in Maharashtra. Major socio-religious organization: Raja Rammohn Rai and Brahmo Samaj, known as Father of Indian Renaissance. Title of Raja given by Akbar II. Institute 1814. Atmiya Sabha, Calcutta, Fourier for runner to Brahmo Samaj. 1817 Hindu College, Calcutta, with the help of David Hare. 1825 Vedanta College. 1828 Brahmo Sabha, later Brahmo Samaj. Philosophy, monotheism, one god, anti-ideal worship, anti-polytheism, anti-child marriage. Literary work, translated Vedas into Bengali. Gift to monothesis, Tawhat-ul Mawahuddin, the precept of Jesus. Sambat Kamudi, Bengali. Mirat-ul Akbar, Persian. 1791 First Sanskrit College in Banaras was founded by Jonathan Duncan. Debendranath Tagore and evolution of Brahmo Samaj. 1839 he started Tattvadani Sabha along with its organ Tattvadani Patrika in Bengali in Calcutta. 1854 he invited Keshav Chandra Sen to join Brahmo Samaj. Due to difference in philosophical thinking, Brahmo Samaj is split into two in 1866, namely Brahmo Samaj of India led by Keshav Chandra Sen and Adi Brahmo Samaj led by Debendranath Tagore. Later, Adi Brahmo Samaj also got divided and Sadharan Brahmo Samaj was founded by Ananda Mahan Bose in 1878. Veda Samaj 1864 formed in Madras by Keshav Chandra Sen and K. Sri Dharalu Naidu. It is also known as Brahmo Samaj of South India. Young Bengal movement late 1820s to early 1830s started by Henry Divine Dirigio. He was a teacher of Hindu College. Dharma Sabha 1830 Nature Revivalist movement started by Radhakanta Dev. Radhakanta Dev was against the idea of Brahmo Samaj. Paramhansa Mandali 1849 formed by Dadoba Pandurang and Dargaram Mehtaji in Maharashtra. Parthana Samaj 1867 formed by Atmaram Pandurang in Maharashtra. M.J. Ranade joined it in 1817. R.J. Bandharkar also as a member. Singh Sabha movement 1830. It started in Amritsar. It aimed to revive Sikh faith and bring back those who had converted to other religions. Satyodhak Samaj 1873. It was formed by Jyotibai Phule. He was from Mali Gardener community in Maharashtra against caste discrimination. In 1848, Jyotibai Phule along with his wife Savitri Phule, first female teacher of India, started the first school for girls in Pune. Book written by Jyotibai Phule, Gulamgiri, Sarvajanik, Satya Dharma, both in Marathi. Arya Samaj 1875. Founder Swami Dayanand Saraswati. Original name Mol Shankar. Location established in Bombay, later shifted headquarters to Lahore. Slogan Go back to Vedas, India for Indians. Ideology advocated for casteless and classless society. Consider Vedas infallible but criticized Puranas. Believed in karma and reincarnation. Supported Chaturvarna caste system based on work, not birth. Opposed ideal worship. Shuddhi movement started by Arya Samaj to reconverted people back to Hinduism. Book Satyarth Prakash. Education DAV. Dayanand Anglo-Vedic College, Lahore 1886. Founded by Mahatma Hansraj. Split 1893. Divide over diet, meat, versus vegetarian and education. Mahatma group vegetarian versus cultured party meat eaters. Swami Vivekananda. He started the Ramakrishna movement. Original name Narendranath Datta. His birth 17 January 1863 is celebrated as National Youth Day. Died on 4 July 1902. He believed in idol worship. 1893 Swami Vivekananda gave a speech in Chicago, USA in a conference. He advocated for balance between materialism and spiritualism. Swami Vivekananda Rock Memorial is in Tamil Nadu. Kanyakumari book written Raja Yoga, Karma Yoga. Ramakrishna Mission, Ramakrishna Movement 1897. It was started by Swami Vivekananda on 1st May 1897 in the memory of his Guru. Ramakrishna Paramhansa, priest of Kali Mandir in Kolkata. Original name Gadadhar Chattopadhyay. Headquarter Belur Mott, Howrah, West Bengal. According to him, service to men is service to God. Dev Samaj 1887. Founder Shiv Narayan Agnihotri at Lahore. Bala Saraswati Jambekar. He started two newspapers, Darpan and Digdarshan. He is remembered as the father of Marathi journalism. Gopal Hari Deshmukh. Pen name Lohit Wardi. He started weekly newspaper Prabhakar and Hitachi. Gopal Ganesh Agakar. He started a weekly Sudharak, Servant of India Society, 1909. Founder Gopal Krishna Gokhale. He was capital political guru of Gandhi and Jinnah. Sena Sadan, 1908. Founder B.M. Malabari. He worked against child marriage and widow remarriage. Social Service League, 1911. Founder Narayan Malhar Joshi at Bombay. He also started All India Trade Union Congress in 1920. Islamic Reform Movement, Wahhabi Movement. Founder Syed Ahmed Barelvi. Titumir, associated leader. From Darul Harb to Darul Islam transformation. Syed Ahmed Barelvi and his followers worked to transform India from Darul Harb, land of non-Islamic rule, into Darul Islam, land of governed by Islamic principles. Nature of the movement. The Wahhabi movement in India was actually a Muslim revivalist movement, properly known as Tariqa-e-Muhammadiyya. Objective: to spread teaching of Muhammad ibn Abul al-Wahhab. Leadership and continuity. The Wahhabi movement was initially started by Shah Waliar. Later it was carried forward by Syed Ahmed, and after him Shah Abdul Aziz continued the movement. Farwaji movement 1818. Started by Haji Saraitullah. Aligarh movement 1875. Started by Sir Syed Ahmed Khan. He established a Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental College in 1875, which was later called Aligarh Muslim University in 1920. He also founded Indian Patriotic Association in 1888. Magazine Tahbib ul Akhlaq. Deoband movement 1866. Started by Muhammad Qasim Nanyatavi and Rashid Ahmed Gangohi. Launched in Saharanpur district in Uttar Pradesh. Socio-religious reform movement in South India. Satnami movement. He started in 1820 in Chhattisgarh, region by Guru Ghasidha, who belonged to Satnami sect. He worked with leather worker community to improve their social status. Indian National Social Conference 1887. Founder M.G. Ranade and Raghunath Rao. Pledge movement was started by them against child marriage. Theosophical Society 1875. It was started in New York, USA by H.P. Blavatsky and his Olcott. The Society of HO was shifted to either Madras from New York in 1882. Later, N. Besant took its membership. This society was highly influenced by Hindu belief system. Sri Narayan Guru Dharan Paripalana SNDP movement started by Sri Narayan Guru Swami for the upliftment of 𝐓𝐚𝐫𝐠𝐞𝐭 community of Kerala. Important slogan Uru Jati, Uru Matham, Uru Daibham, one caste, one religion, one God for all. Justice Movement 1992 started CN Madhuli R, TM Nayar and P. Tagaraja Chetty. Temple Entry Movement for the entry of Dalits in temple in North India 1930. It was started by B.R. Ambedkar. In South India 1924. It was started by T.K. Madhavan. Bhaikom Satyagraha 1924. It was started by K.P. Kesava Menon. Civil disobedience movement in Kerala was led by K. Kelapan. Stri Purush Tulna was written by Tarabai Sindhe. Kalaram Temple Nasik. B.R. Ambedkar started temple entry movement in 1930 here for the entry of Dalits in the temple. Revolt of 1857. India before the revolt of 1857. Land revenue system in British India. Before independence, the British implemented three major land revenue system to maximum tax collection. Permanent settlement. Jamindari system 1793 introduced by Lord Cornwallis, planned by John Soray. Region Bengal, Bihar, Odisha, Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh. Key features Jamindars as owner. The Jamindars intermediaries were recognized as the owner of land. They collected rent from the peasant. Revenue share. The British government took 10/11 of the revenue and Jamindars kept 1/11. Sunset clause. A street law was introduced requiring Jamindars to deposit the revenue by a specific date before sunset. If they failed to do so, their hereditary Jamindari's rights were confiscated and excised. Impact. The system created a class royal landlords but led to exploitation of peasant roads. Permanent settlement Mahilwari and Raitwari. Raitwari system 1820 introduced by Thomas Munro, Captain Alexander Reed. Region South India, Madras region of Tamil Nadu. Key feature direct settlement. There were no intermediaries, Jamindars. The revenue settlement was made directly with riots. Formers. Ricardian theory. It was based on the Ricardian theory of rent by economist David Ricardo. Ownership. Peasants were given ownership right as long as they paid taxes. Mahilwari system 1822 introduced by Holt Mackenzie concept and later performed by William Bentinck 1833. Region Northwestern Province. Capital Central India, Punjab, part of Uttar Pradesh, Gangatic Valley. Key features. The revenue was settled with entire village or group of village called a mahal. The village headman Lambardan collected revenue from foreman on behalf of the whole village, not a jamindar. Land revenue system during British India. Bangal Bihar permanent system. Punjab and UP Mahilwari system and Raitwari system Bombay and Madras. Lord Cornwallis introduced Daroga system replacing Jamindari Thanedars. Major Pri 1857 revolt, civil and tribal uprising. Resentment against British exploitation led to several uprisings before the Great Revolt of 1857. Sannyasi Revolt 1763 to 800. It started in Bihar and Bengal. Context: Governor General Warren Hastings faced persistent disturbance from sannyasi and fakirs. Role of Warren Hastings: he took strict military and administrative measures to suppress the sannyasi and fakir disturbance. Leaders: Manju Saha, Bhavani Pathak, Devi Chaudhrani, famous female participant. Literacy reference: the revolt is mentioned in Bankim Chandra Chatterjee famous novel Anandamath. Paika Revolt 1817. Region Odisha Kurda. Leader Bakshi Jagabandhu Vidyahar, military commander of the Kurda king. Cause: British land revenue policies and boss of the Paikas. Hereditary rent-free land. Khuka rebelled and Namdhari movement, also known as Namdhari movement timeline. It started in the mid-19th century. The movement was suppressed by British in 1872. Leader Baba Ram Singh, also known as Sadguru Ram Singh. Objective: Sikh purity. The purity aim was to restore the purity of Sikh religion and remove corrupt practice that had erupted in. It was both in religious political movement against British rule. Tribal peasant uprising. Pagal Panthis 1825. Reason: Bengal Main Singh. Leader Kharam Singh and his son Tipu Saha. Cause: against oppression of Jamindars. Ahom Revolt 1828. Region Rangoor, Assam. Leader Gondhar Kanwar. Cause: British refusal to withdraw from Assam after First Anglo-Burmese War. Call: mutiny 1831. Region Chota Nagpur, Jharkhand. Leader Rudho Budho Bhagat. Moflaha uprising 1836. Reasons: Malabar, Kerala. Cause: against Hindu landlords and British taxation. Major tribal revolt in Jharkhand region. Ho and Munda uprising 1820. 1837, 1899, also known as Ul Guban uprising. The Great Tumal. Region Ranchi and Singhbhum, Chota Nagpur. Leader Birsa Munda. Birth 15 November 1875. Celebrated as Janjati Gaurav Divas and Jharkhand Foundation Day. Death 900 in jail. Key concept: the revolt was against Dakus, outsider moneylenders, and the destruction of the Kunthati system, joint ownership of land. Santhal Rebellion 1855. Background: before the Santals, the Pahari tribe inhabited the Rajmahal Hills, Jharkhand, and resisted British encroachment. Pahari Revolt 1878. Led by Raja Jagannath, they revolt against British land policies that threatened their traditional lifestyle of shifting, cultivation, and hunting. British category: to conquer Paharia resistance and clear the forest for settle agriculture. The British encouraged the Santals to settle in this region. Region Damin-e-Koho. The area around Rajmahal Hills was demarcated and declared as Damini-Koho in 1832. It was officially declared as the land of Santals. Note: Santal is third largest tribe in India. The rebellion 1855. Leaders Sidhu and Kanhu Murumu. Causes: resentment against oppression by moneylenders, policies and landlords, Jamindar, the British land revenue system, and exploitation by Dakus outsider. Godavari Gatkari uprising 1844. It started in Kolaharpur. The revolt of 1857. The Sepoy militant. Mutiny. Causes of revolt. Military causes: General Service Enlistment Act 1856, passed by Lord Canning. It mandated that Bengal Army sepoy must have overseas if required. Crossing the sea was considered a loss of caste. Political causes. Dalhousie's policies. Doctrine of Lex 1848 introduced by Lord Dalhousie. If an Indian ruler died without a natural male heir, his kingdom would lapse and be annexed by to the British. Annex state sequence. Satara 1848, Jaipur and Sambhalpur 1849, Udaipur 1852, Jhansi 1853, Nagpur 1854. Subsidiary alliance 1798, introduced by Lord Wellesley. Awadh was forced to accept this alliance in 1801. Annexes of Awadh 1856. Dalhousie called Awadh is like the cherry that will drop into our mouth one day. Awadh was captured on the ground of misgovernance, maladministration. Ruler Mirza Wajid Ali Shah was the last Nawab of Awadh deposed by the Britisher. Nursery of British Army. Awadh was known as the nursery of the British Army because majority of the sepoy come from this region. The annexation deploy angered these soldiers failing the 1857 revolt. The summary settlement 1856. British introduced this revenue settlement in Awadh bypass to bypass the talukdars, traditional landlords, and settle revenue directly with peasants. This decomposition disposed the talukdars of their land and power, leading them to join the revolt. Immediate cause: the Enfield rifle. A new rifle was introduced, replacing old brown bees. Grazed cartridge. Rumors spread that cartridges were grazed with cow and pig fed. The cartridges had to be beaten off before loading, offering both Hindu and Muslim sentiments. Outbreak and timeline. Barakpur incident. Mangal Pandey, a sepoy in 34 Bengal Native Initiative, attacked British officer on 29 March 1857. Consequence: Mangal Pandey was hanged 8 April 1857. Meerut incident 9th May 1857. 85 sepoy were dismissed and sentenced to 10 years of jail for refusing the cartonnage. The revolt of 1857 formally began in Meerut on 10th May 1857 with a march toward Delhi. Key leaders and centers. Delhi. Nominal leader Bahadur Shah Zafar II, the last Mughal ruler. After the war, he was exiled to Rangoon, Burma, New Myanmar, now Myanmar. Actual military leader General Bakht Khan. Lucknow, led by Begum Hazrat Mahal. Kanpur, led by Nana Saheb, adopted son of Peshwa Bajirao II, and Katia Topi. Jhansi, led by Rani Lakshmibai, originally Mani Karnika Thambe Manu. Her tomb is situated in Gwalior. Bihar, led by Kanwar Singh, a landlord of Jagdishpur. Barelvi, led by Bahadur Khan Rahila. Faizabad, led by Maulvi Ahmadullah, also known as Danka Saha. Uttar Pradesh Bhagat, led by Sahamal. He mobilized and organized the villagers of Parangana Barat. Istihars. These were notifications or posters circulated during the revolt of glorify the coexistence of different communities, Hindu-Muslim unity under the Mughal Empire. Azamgarh Proclamation 1857, a manifesto issued by Firoz Shah, grandson of Mughal Emperor, applying to all sections of society to unite against the British. Gono, he was a tribal cultivator of Singhbhum. Mirat in the Sepoy, Delhi Bahadur Shah Jafar, Kanpur Peshwa Nana Saheb, Jhansi Rani Lakshmibai, बैरकपुर मंगल पांडे, लखनऊ बेगम हजरत महल. Battle of Chanihat 1857 resulted in the defeat of British force led by Henry Lawrence at the hands of Indian rebels led by Maulvi Ahmad Shah and Barkat Ahmed. Suppression of revolt, Delhi suppressed by John Nicholson, Lucknow and Kanpur suppressed by Colin Campbell, Jhansi suppressed by Hugh Ross and dead. The revolt was fully suppressed by 20 June 1858. Fall of Solier. ख्वाब खूब लोडी मर्दोनी, वह तो झांसी वाली रानी थी. Written by Subhadra Kumari Chauhan. Reasons for failure: limited territorial bases, mostly North India, lack of coordination and unified leadership, lack of forward-looking political perspective. Comment on 1857 revolt. B.D. Savarkar called it as First War of Independence. R.C. Majumdar stated it was neither first nor national nor a war of independence. Aftermath: Government of India Act 1857, transfer of power. The East India Company was abolished and power was transferred to the British Crown. Queen Victoria, Viceroy. The position of Governor General was changed to Viceroy. The first Viceroy was Lord Canning. Army. The army was organized based on the Peel Commission recommendation to reduce the proportion of Indian soldiers. Some other revolt. Indigo Revolt 1859. Reason: started in Nadia district of West Bengal. Leader Digambar Biswas and Vishnucharan Biswas. Cause: it was against the exploitation practice of British planters who forced Indian farmers to cultivate indigo instead of food crops. Result: it was successful revolt. Literary and press support. Neel Darpan, a play written by Dinbandhu Mitra about the revolt. The play was translated into English by the famous Bengali poet and playwright Michael Madhusudan Das. The Hindu Patriot on English Weekly started in 1853 at Calcutta by Girish Chandra Ghosh, later edited by Harish Chandra Mukherjee, exposed the atrocities of British indigo planters and supported Peshwa during the Indigo Revolt. Deccan Revolt 1875. Region: Maharashtra Deccan region. Agrarian riots against Marylanders and debt lenders. Background: the cotton boom. Context: before 1861, Britain imported 3/4 of its cotton from America. American Civil War 1861. Supply from America stopped. Britain turned to India. Cotton Supply Association 1857 formed to encourage Indian farmers to grow cotton. Farmers took loans to expand cultivation, hoping for high profits. The crisis: why it happened. Crash 1865. The Civil War ended. American cotton returned and prices in India crashed. Farmers were left with huge debts. Immediate causes: limitation law 1859 rule. Loan bonds were valid for only 3 years. Trap: moneylenders forced farmers to sign new bonds every 3 years, adding unpaid interest to the principal interest on interest. The revolt action: farmers attacked moneylenders' houses. Goal: they seized and burned the bonds. Decrease and account books. Dustwatch to destroy the evidence of debt. Revolt: Deccan Rights Commission 1878 set up to investigate the causes. Relief: the Deccan Agriculturist Relief Act 1879 was passed through to protect farmers. Padma Revolt, 1875-73 to 1876, region Bengal. Leader Ishwar Chandra Roy, also known as Bidrohi Raja or Rebel King. Ramosi Peasant Force, 1879, region Maharashtra. Founder Vasudev Balwant Patke.